Preparing for the new school year impacts both kids and parents. The shift may bring feelings of excitement, anxiety, and everything in between. ThedaCare Pediatrician Dr. Smolcich joins us today, and we're going to talk about getting into the back-to-school mindset. Dr. Smolcich, thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
So as you can see, we have this great wheel here with various topics that relate to back to school. We're going to spin this in kind of a carnival style. We're going to see where we land, and then we're going to talk through these topics.
Okay.
All right, so why don't you go ahead and give it a spin?
All right, here we go.
Sleep. Okay, this is an important one as kids are transitioning back to school. What are some of your sleep tips?
It can be really hard for kids to transition back to normal sleep schedules for school. So one of the things that I recommend is spending some time, a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks before the school year starts, and start to transition bedtime kind of back to where they were during the school year. So start with small chunks. If they normally go to bed at 8 o'clock during the school year and they've been staying up till 9 during the summer, spend a couple of days going to bed at 8:45 and then a couple more days at 8:30 and transition backwards that way. In addition, also start waking the kids up in the morning because that also tends to be a little bit tricky.
All right, you want to give it another spin?
All right, let's do it.
Screen time. Screen time is a big one because I think a lot of kids probably get more screen time maybe during the summer months. What do you have for us when it comes to screen time?
The recommendations are 1 to 2 hours of screen time outside of school. It can be as simple as we set a timer and here's your hour of time, or we do a half an hour now and a half an hour after dinner time. Something like that, easy, where the kids have that reminder, that visual, that auditory reminder.
Mm-hmm. All right, what's our next topic?
All right, let's do it.
Vaccines, an important topic as we're going back to school. We have those wellness visits, school physicals, and sports physicals. Is anything changed this year with vaccines?
Yes, so I would like to say vaccines are very important. It's important to keep yourself healthy, keep other kids healthy. Bottom line, it's very important to get your vaccines. Yes, there has been a change. So the requirements for the state of Wisconsin for the schools now require your first dose of meningitis vaccine to be given before you enter 7th grade, where that was not previously a requirement. So I always encourage parents, if you have questions about that, to reach out to your pediatrician or your provider so that they can explain that a little bit more to you.
Perfect. All right, our next topic, let's see what it is. All right, backpacks. Oh my goodness, I always see these small kids with backpacks that seem like they weigh as much as the child does. What recommendations do you have for us for backpacks?
Yes, I agree. I see that too a lot. You get the hunchy back and you get neck pain and back pain and kids get sore. You can actually even have increased risk of falls because you're off balance. Your center of gravity is off balance. And so, I always encourage families and kids, if there's something that you don't need to bring home, leave it at school.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, you want to give it another spin?
All right, let's do it.
Okay, jitters. Oh, this happens to every kid, right? Like this is normal.
Yes, all of us have experienced that at one point or another. So having that open, honest conversation, and I think it means a lot hearing, oh, mom was nervous when she had to do this, so it's okay that I'm nervous. Also, too, asking the kids, what are you nervous about? What are you anxious about? What can we talk through, your expectations and what you can expect when the school year starts. You'd be surprised what the kids are anxious and worried about.
The small things, right?
Yes.
It's the little things.
It is.
Getting from one class to the other, having a different lunch period or something like that.
It is. If you can walk through the school day and sort of help the kids anticipate those changes, I think that can be a really powerful tool. But yes, it's very, very common to see that.
Okay. All right. What's our next topic?
Okay.
Okay, feeling unwell. This is going to happen to all of the kids in school this year. At one point or another, they're probably going to get sick.
Absolutely. What I always tell families is when your kids aren't feeling well, assess what things are going on. Because some of the things, you could potentially still send the kids to school. And other things it would not be appropriate to send your kids to school. One example would be if they're vomiting. Right. You don't want to send your kid to school if they're throwing up. not okay for anybody. Certainly not okay for the child. Another symptom that I usually encourage families to stay home is fever as well. When we have a fever, our body is fighting something off, and that's a period of time where we can be the most contagious. And so that increases the risk of spreading whatever sickness that your child has to other kids in the class and at school. Other symptoms that maybe you could have a conversation about and decide, could we try it for a little bit and then kind of see how things go throughout the day. Headaches being one of them. Stomach aches are also another thing where you can sort of tell the child, let's try it. Let's see how the school day goes. And if you need to come home, you can call me and I can come and pick you up. If you feel like there's something you're not quite sure about, I always encourage calling your provider's office, your pediatrician's office, and just ask, what do you think? Should we go to school? Should we stay home?
Absolutely. Dr. Smolcich, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you.